Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
My dad is a servant at heart. Even when he worked full-time and had several jobs at church, he always made time to help others, whether it was mowing a neighbor's yard, papering someone's living room, or visiting a shut-in member of the church. He constantly served. Even in the past few years, as he lovingly cares for my mother, he finds ways to serve others, like pressure washing his neighbors' driveways or delivering the mail and newspaper to the lady on the other side who had a hard time navigating her front stairs. But a few years ago, my dad had hip surgery. He'd been limping around for years, but when he switched doctors, he found that the pain wasn't old age that he just had to live with, but arthritis that could be fixed with a hip replacement. When we brought him home, for about 2 weeks, he had to take it easy. So instead of him fixing breakfast for Mom as he usually did, he was relegated to a chair while we fixed breakfast for him. At one point he complained, "I'm used to waiting on you." I told him, "Well, sit there and wait on us then, because this is going to take a minute." After Jesus washed his disciples' feet, he told them, "I have given you an example that you should do as I have done for you. If you know these things, blessed are you if you do them." As Jesus washed his disciples' feet in John 13, he reminds us that we need to serve others, whether it's in practical ways or through a card of encouragement, a visit or a phone call to listen to them unload their burdens, or whatever ways God calls us to wash their feet. Doing these things can take lots of time and energy, both physical and emotional energy, but it's always worth it to be His hands and feet to the world. In fact, as we serve, we get blessed just as much, if not more, than the person we're serving. If you're like my dad and are used to serving others, it can be hard to allow others to serve you. So you can remember that if you don't let others serve you, you're keeping them from receiving a blessing. When we serve others, first and foremost, we feel blessed because we're being God's representatives to them in the world. He's using us to touch someone He loves, to bless them. And that's an awesome feeling. We can be a shining light of Jesus into their lives, and they can see what He's like through our words and actions. They can know He loves them because He sent us to physically show them that love. What a blessing we can receive by showing God's care for others. When I serve others, sometimes I get to peek into a window in their soul. They open up a bit, let their guard down, and let me see them as God sees them. Sometimes I see loneliness and emptiness, heartbreak or longing, and I can share with those people how God longs to fill that space with His love and grace. Sometimes in serving others, I can get a step into the door, and I'm able to share the gospel and see a heart soften and change. Many of the people I serve are older folk who have themselves served the Lord for many years. In that case, as I visit them, I get to see the jewels God has created in them through their suffering and trials of refinement. And that's a huge encouragement for me. I'd love to hear what blessings service for the Lord has given you.
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through His Word. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thank you for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.